Ember Spirit.
Dire team.
Welcome back, guys. We're getting set here for Game 2 between NoT Today and Team Freedom. Once again, NoT Today technically eliminated from contention to advance out of the group stages here for the Manila Major. Main qualifiers for Americas. Team Freedom still kind of involved. They need to win here. They absolutely need to win here. Otherwise, they are eliminated. And I got word that the other series between Shazam and Dragneel has... the first game, at least, has gone in favor of Shazam. So if Freedom wins here and Shazam then wins Game 2, we will have a tie between Team Freedom and Dragneel for that second spot. And, of course, Shazam would be number 1 overall. Once again, guys, I'm Niz. First of all, welcome to the cast. We just kind of got caught up in what's going on in terms of the bracket and what this game means. A little bit late getting into the draft. I was talking in chat, but also answering a couple... questions and talking on Steam, getting some stuff set up for the LAN that I'm interested in casting, or that I will be casting on Friday. So that's going to be a lot of fun. I'll tweet out some more information about that after the cast. But yeah, let's quickly jump and catch up in this draft because it has gone quickly. We've got Doom, Alk, Invoker, Bounty Hunter, and Disruptor banned out by NoT Today. Team Freedom, they've banned out the Slaughter, Death Prophet, Lone Druid, Clinks, and Storm Spirit. The picks: Abaddon, Spectre, Earthshaker, Ember Spirit, and Leshrac. Interesting, getting picked up by Team Freedom. I want to delve into that a little bit. As for NoT Today, they've picked up the Enchantress, Nature's Prophet, Lion, Anti-Mage, and we await their final pick. As for Team Freedom, let's look at what they've got so far. So we've got a Spectre. We primarily expect him to be in the safe lane. Ember Spirit, think he's going to be mid. Then we've got this Leshrac and Abaddon. So out of all these, the Abaddon, Earthshaker, and Leshrac, we assume the Abaddon's going to be played in the off lane. But what's this Leshrac? It gives them somewhat of a push draft with the Abaddon kind of shielding and keeping people alive. The Leshrac can quickly bring down towers. But I don't know. You've got an Ember Spirit that kind of comes on a little bit later. Certainly the Spectre comes on really late as well. You don't really have a ton of gank potential with your lineup for the Spectre to haunt on in to get some gold. I'm a little bit unsure about what Team Freedom's going with here. I do think we'll probably see the Leshrac in the off lane with the Abaddon as a duo lane. But maybe I'm wrong on that. I'm not sure exactly what they're planning. The final pick for NoT Today is going to be Lina. And looks like that's going to be a core Lina, so expect that to be in the mid lane. Once again, Nature's Prophet off lane. Safe lane Anti-Mage. Enchantress in the jungle, and Lion going to be babysitting the Anti-Mage. So similar to what we kind of saw last game from Team Freedom, actually. With the Enchantress in the jungle, and to some extent with NoT Today, just kind of taking the Mirana and turning it into an Enchantress. But just waiting for the final
10 seconds
pick there. There we go. As we jump on into this game and get ready for our last game of the group stage. So pretty excited to see how this one's going to go. It's pretty much a must-win for Team Freedom here. And without further ado, let's introduce them. They're going to be on our Radiant side. We got Sunbee on the Ember Spirit. Jubei is going to be on the Earthshaker. IX Mike is going to be playing the Abaddon. Francis Lee, Mineski Fangay, Flea, whatever you want to call him, he's going to be playing our Spectre. And Eagle is going to be on the Leshrac. As for our Dire side, it's going to be NoT Today. We've got Jericho playing the Enchantress. Benjaz playing the Anti-Mage. Nightmare on the Lion. Leo Style, who was on the Alchemist last game, this time is going to be on Lina. Quite a bit of a different playstyle between those two heroes, but expect him to do a good job. King Tekka, my MVP vote for last match. He's going to be playing the Nature's Prophet once again, so expect him to have as good of a performance as he did last game. And try to help out NoT Today. As NoT Today, we're kind of poised to go for that top rune, but they're seeing that there's a few heroes here from Team Freedom up in the top, and they decide, you know what, let's just go down towards the bottom rune and secure that one instead. We'll give Team Freedom it in the top lane, as Benjaz was close by, but as soon as he saw some heroes, he backed. And they will split the runes, so Leo Style is going to get it in the bottom lane, and Sunbee is going to get it in the top. So both mid heroes getting their runes, and the game's starting off to kind of our standard start here. But so far, the lane's starting to take shape, and I think I'm pretty close on my predictions on what we're going to have. Spectre in the bottom lane going up against the Nature's Prophet. We expect the Earthshaker to be roaming around between bottom and mid. So he's already in that position. We got Ember Spirit in the mid lane going up against Lina. The Enchantress in the jungle for NoT today. And then the top lane, we end up with this duo lane of Enchantress and Lion going up against off lane Abaddon and Leshrac. As Eagle actually using his stun there to break the tree so he doesn't have to use his very valuable regen in the tangos in the off lane. Typically tangos you kind of think of as something you can kind of waste at times to make a pull happen, but certainly if you can use a skill to break the trees, it's probably better to do so. Mana will regenerate, certainly HP regenerates as well, but a tango won't regenerate in your inventory. And especially when you're in the off lane where there's a lot of opportunities for kind of trading of damage between two heroes, you don't want to be throwing away your tangos. As Jericho has smoked up with 2 creeps, he's going to wrap in behind. He's actually going to end up between IX Mike and Eagle, but Eagle's the focus target. They're going to be going after him. Jericho's going to run in here, get the body blocks off, but now Jericho's in the sandwich as well. We might actually see first blood going the way of Team Freedom, and we do, as Eagle's going to get that. Benjaz then gets the follow-up return kill, as he's going to drop Eagle, but now IX Mike, very low on HP, he's going to pop the Fairy Fire. He's going to shield himself, but he will get stunned up by Nightmare, as he's going to get the kill. So not today. They get first blooded, but they do walk away with 2 return kills. We take a quick look at our show fight recap that ends up in a big gold swing going the way of NoT today. Even XP going their way. So the first blood definitely not worth it for Team Freedom. But it all started because of a really nice rotation from Jericho. He got those 2 creeps, smoked up, walked down through the river, came up behind, and then the Leshrac pretty much had nowhere to go. He had to run up into the trees, tried to hide up there, and it just did not work for him. Take a quick look at our mid lane. Looks like it's going pretty even so far. Jubei's going to try to come in and help out. He landed the stun there on Leo style, but unfortunately the Lina ended up on the right side. He needed to aim a little bit slightly to the right and blocked her up, and then Sunbeam probably would have gotten some more damage in. Not sure if the Lina would have gone down there, but speaking of going down, Eagle, not looking too good for him. The Nature's Prophet even going to port in here as he's trying to run, but nowhere to run, nowhere to hide. He's going to go down as the Windlace tried to help him get a little bit further away, but wow, we missed a very important kill in the mid lane as Leo style gets a solo kill against Sunbay in the mid lane. Jubei, we saw the remnants of a fissure that had been laid down around here. So he obviously tried to come in and help out, but Leo style getting a solo kill there. Quite unusual that we see a solo kill between 2 mid players in this kind of level of game, but he scores the kill there, and NoT today. Once again, off to a great start here, ahead 4 kills to 1. Now Eagle rotates down, meets up with the Earthshaker, and they're going to smoke up as 2. This is a pretty deadly roaming combo. And I think the primary target's going to be the Lina. Certainly with her getting that solo kill, you want to be able to shut her down. So they're going to initiate by probably sending Eagle in, and then Jubei is going to stun on the back of it. So he's going to stand back a little bit, and here we go. They're going to land the Searing Chains. There's the follow-up from the stuns, the fissures, then the Leshrac stun, and that's a nicely executed kill there as they try and get Sunbee back in this game and even up that solo kill that the Lina just scored. And because of all these plays going on elsewhere on the map, this is create a little bit of space for IX Mike as he's bullying a little bit there in the top lane, but the downside with bullying an anti-mage on the Abaddon is, well, you lose all your mana, and that allows you to go a lot less aggressive without having the Abaddon's mana pool. Though it's not a big mana pool and his skills don't typically cost a lot of mana, it still allows you to play a lot more aggressive knowing that you have that aphotic shield to kind of add on quite a bit. Double Centaurs for Jericho, and he's going to smoke with that. He's unsure about where he's going. He's going to move towards the mid lane where Sunbee's already on somewhat low HP. Eagle was, he took some damage there, and now nice fissure from Jubei is going to disengage. And Jericho came in, his smoke got popped, but wasn't really able to do too much there. He got an enchant off. Or was that enchant still on cooldown? No, the enchant was still on cooldown from getting a centaur. So yeah, he wasn't actually able to contribute there at all. But once again, Team Freedom in a position where they're kind of playing reactionary, kind of playing defensively. And NoT today is the one in the driver's seat. And things just not working out for them. They got 21 CS, 21 and 3 CS for their Spectre, which isn't that bad considering, you know, he was kind of largely left to being a 1v1 lane down there against Nature's Prophet. But Benjaz in the top lane, 25 and 9 CS. He's a little bit ahead. But the problem is for Team Freedom is that all the lanes have gone that way for NoT today. All their cores have similar scores. As Team Freedom's actually going to get killed there. You always have to keep in mind that once level 6 comes up on that Spectre, that's when they're going to try to set up a kill. As pretty much every time a Haunt's off cooldown, they're going to want to set up a kill, try to get a little bit more gold for their Spectre, and accelerate his farm. So that he can get the relic or get whatever item he's going to choose to go for. And they were trying to set something up here on Nightmare as he was just juking through the trees. Unfortunately, that created a better opportunity for NoT today as they're going to initiate onto Eagle, get the kill there, and move over to IX Mike where they get another. And now ahead 6-3 with those 2 kills. They'll even go to push this tier 1 tower, and they've got a lot of pushing potential with this Enchantress and the Nature's Prophet. As the tier 1 tower is going down pretty quickly, they're going to delay it a little bit with the glyph, and they're even going to start to TP some heroes up here to try and defend. Dagger's going to fly, and it's going to hit both Jericho and Nightmare. As Sunbee's going to jump on in with the remnants. The target is the Lion, and he's going to tick out to his Flame Guard. In fact, he's going to get sliced one time by the sword from the Ember Spirit. Jericho juking and going back the other way, creating some distance between him and his team, forcing Team Freedom to kind of turn around and go for him. And oh my goodness, did this work? He jukes, and he TPs 7 HP, and Team Freedom, they don't get the kill on that Enchantress. They just get the one on the Lion. And you know, you feel like watching last game and now watching this game, there's so many opportunities where Team Freedom is so close to getting those kills, so close to things working out for them, and then it just doesn't. And then it kind of turns into a complete disaster. I was talking about it in chat in between games about how I felt like there was pretty much 3 moments in last game where 3 critical moments for Team Freedom, and they just... Not that necessarily they made the wrong call, though sometimes maybe in hindsight we can say that they did. But it just didn't really result in anything for them. And in the end, they just kind of got outplayed by NoT today on a team level, not on an individual skill level, but on a team level. They got outplayed, outmaneuvered, and it ended up in Team Freedom, which were in the driver's seat for that moment. Then they make a decision, and in the end they come out behind where they were just a few seconds earlier. And... It's so close for them to be a little bit stronger here, and they're getting beat up by NoT today, who, like I said, is already eliminated from contention. And Team Freedom's the one who's potentially going to earn a spot as Eagle's going to get spreaded out. He's going to get sheeped up as well, as he's going to go down. Or is he? Benjaz will eventually get that kill. He's going to use the Void, but that allowed a little bit of space for Sunbee and Flea to come in, and they're going to get a kill, a return kill onto Nightmare there. Now they're going to switch over to King Tekka. Benjaz wants to try to help out. He can't really do much because he's named Anti-Mage. But there was a TP coming in, and the Fissure will try and help out there. They're going to use the Haunt to try to re-engage here onto King Tekka. It's going to get a kill. It might cost Flea his life, and he's going to go up into the trees, but the tower had several attacks on him, and he's going to go down. He did buy an urn right before he went down, so he didn't really lose any gold. He went right down to his 530 reliable gold. So no gold lost there for the Spectre, but of course that is some gold going the way of the Anti-Mage. And certainly some XP as well, although Anti-Mage, in terms of XP, it's not the biggest thing in the world for him. Or at least as big as it would be on some other heroes. But he will gladly accept the early game gold, as Benjaz has his treads, his perseverance, and he continues to work towards his Battle Fury. Let's take a look at Leo Style, who just bottles up a haste, as he's got his Staff of Wizardry and already looking pretty good on this Coralina. We're second highest in terms of last hits. He did score that solo kill on Sunby in the mid lane, although coming out of the laning phase, they both ended up in roughly the same position. Sunby doesn't really have any big items just yet, but we don't really expect an Ember Spirit to have a big item yet. He's kind of got a big pool of early game core items. So, you know, you see him build the Aquila, he gets a magic wand, he gets a poor man's shield, he gets his bottle. That's a lot of kind of cheap items that are core for him and allows him to be in a good position as the tier 1 tower gets denied by Benjaz. Look at this push from NoT today, and it's one of the downsides from Team Freedom. They do have some wave clear with the Leshrac, and that certainly added it to their team, but he can't be everywhere at once. And they're going to lose a tier 2 tower 11 minutes in. As NizCast manning up here on Nightmare. He's got the help of Eagle, who will throw down a stun. It's actually not going to land, and they're just going to turn around and kill him, and now Nightmare tries to run away the neutrals. Where the heck? Why did they come in? I don't know. But they're just going to come in and kill Nightmare. What was that about? He got ganked. That wasn't fair. Wasn't fair at all. He did a juke. He looked like he was going to live. What was that? Maybe because the Nature's Prophet ult was bouncing through, hit those creeps, and then came out? I don't really know, but apparently those
top tower has fallen.
Those neutral creeps are a little bit biased this game. They're on the side of Team Freedom. But still wasn't enough for them in that fight. Sunby starting to push this bottom lane, putting pressure on this tier 1, but King Tekka with his teleport comes back, defends that. So it's very difficult for them to kind of push these towers unless they get a kill.
Yes.
And even still, the wave clear on that Lina makes it a little difficult at times. He's up at getting close to completing his Yasha here. Is not going for the Radiance Rush. We've seen some heroes running into each other. As Eagle and NizCast gonna run at them. Fissure from Jubei is gonna score them the kill onto Jericho. They won't be able to get another on the back of that, or maybe they will, as NizCast just charging on in.
Middle tower is under attack.
Playing a pretty manly Abaddon. I spoke about it in game 1 about he kind of ushered in the offlane Abaddon, the offlane Enchantress into the NA Dota competitive scene. Well before Enchantress was kind of a top tier pick. I don't think we've ever had Abaddon be a top lane pick, a top tier pick, but he kind of sold that from Logan, from his pub stomping. But either way, NizCast's shown that he's very, very strong on these heroes and he can really bully. And we haven't really seen too much of that. And he was kind of shut down a little bit in the lane, in the top lane. Part of that was because he's going up against an anti-mage, and like I said, without the mana, Abaddon is a lot less scary. Scan's going to actually spot this rotation from NoT today. It is just Jericho, but of course Team Freedom don't know that. They just know that there was heroes down there. His Haunt's going to get used to jump up to the top lane. As Sunby's actually going to go down. Allows them to turn around because they see that Jericho's down here by himself. Will they be able to catch up to him? Fortunately, there's nothing to slow him down until the dagger, and there it comes. As Eagle's getting close, gonna go for the stun. Just a little bit short there. Now Jericho is gonna live, and that's exactly what I'm talking about. So close. Now the Yules from Leo style. And Eagle will go down here, and that's exactly, once again, like perfect example of what I was talking about earlier. There's so many situations where Team Freedom is so close to getting kills, and then it doesn't happen. It doesn't work out for them, and it just turns around and goes the other way of whatever team they're playing against. In this case, it's NoT today. And that's a perfect example. They were so close to scoring a kill there on Jericho. It doesn't happen. They chase a little bit too far, and then they get punished for it. And instead of that being a little advantage for them, it's now an advantage for their opponent. Now they're playing behind. As they're going to get a fissure off on Leo style. They're going to use the Echo to briefly stun him up. And nicely timed stun there from Eagle. Will kill off Leo style before he's about to throw the Dragon Slave onto the Earthshaker and trading his life. We'll switch over to net worth, and still everything kind of going the way of NoT today. We've got the Anti-Mage way out in front, 8.5k gold. Battle Fury already acquired, 2200 gold. As he'll continue to just farm his little heart out and pull further and further ahead of the Spectre. Of course, the Spectre has been under a lot of pressure this game. Is just going to dodge a few things there as he makes his way through the trees and escapes through that bottom lane. But King Tekka has kind of been everywhere on the map, putting pressure all over the place. Nightmare as well has kind of been there for that disable, trying to lock down people. See a Blink Dagger getting picked up by IX Mike. There we go. Ben Jazz has spent his gold. He's picked up his Vlad's, as now we'll probably see him build towards a Manta. Nightmare just sucking off the creep there, getting a little bit of mana. Fingers off cooldown, he wants to look to use it. And the Spectre farming in this bottom lane. Maybe that's a viable option, but he's just down here by himself. Needs to be a little bit wary of this Radiant Observer Ward. He does have Jericho making his way down here. He's got his Dragon Lance. And of course, you always have the Nature's Prophet to be able to teleport in. Smoke from Team Freedom is going to come in. And Jericho is going to go down there. We're going to have a haunt in from Flea as he's going to go on to Nightmare, and that's another kill. So Team Freedom with that rotation moves into their jungle. A lot of it was actually spotted by that Observer Ward. As the Yules will get used onto the Spectre. IX Mike blinks forward. Goes on to Leo Style, and then we've got Remnants forward from the Ember. A stun's going to come out from Leo Style. Will catch Sunbeat and a few other heroes. IX Mike getting very, very low. No blow of time. In fact, he will die. As Ben Jazz comes in with the Mana Void getting the kill there. Echo Slam going to briefly stun them up. Buys enough time for Eagle to get a stun off. But Eagle will go into the trees, trying to juke. Actually puts him in probably a more vulnerable situation. As, Ben Jazz with the blink somehow doesn't get an auto attack off there. And Eagle, once again, kind of jukes himself into a corner. I don't think there was really any escaping Ben Jazz there, but Team Freedom, they come out of their jungle, they get 2 kills, then they keep moving forward. They get another kill on the Lina, but it does cost them 2. As they lose their Abaddon and their Leshrac, and I think still probably a worthwhile trade to stop that Lina, shut her down a little bit. Even if it is kind of giving up IX Mike there and a support. We do have 1,500 gold up on Jubei. We've seen him use a few Echo Slams here just to briefly stun, and they've worked out great for them. It's actually net them 2 kills and even saved a hero in the bottom lane where they got that kill on Leo Style earlier on, and it saved Jubei's life. As Nightmare going to get bullied here a little bit by IX Mike, but suddenly the bully's going to have to turn around and run because there's a whole bunch of nerds getting getting bullied here that are going to chase down the bully. But IX Mike will live to see another day. As Leo Style, Courier's flying in. Should be the rest of his Aether Lens. And now we've got a Yasha. It's going to be flying over to Ben Jazz shortly. As Leo Styles to drop a few items there to make room. He'll pick up his boots again. But his inventory management got a little bit more difficult with picking up that Aegis. So Ben Jazz getting stunned up there. Or just locked in place, I guess, by the Searing Chains. There is already a Remnant down. Yule's going to toss him up in the air, but immediately he's just going to jump right back towards mid. It's very, very difficult to do anything out of that before he's able to Remnant away. We have a Veil almost completed by Eagle. Oh, he just needs to send it in. And there we go. Manta completed by the Spectre, but you look at his items. That's his first item
Under attack.
for Flea, and he's at 8.2k net worth. But we've got the Anti-Mage at 12.2k net worth, and he's nearing completing his Manta. The problem is he's gone Battle Fury Vlad's before that. So basically the Spectre already a full item behind the Anti-Mage. And Team Freedom go for a trade. They're going to go for a tier 1 tower. It's going to cost them a tier 2. But definitely feeling behind in this one. As NoT today even preparing to put pressure on the mid tier 2. Abaddon will just do a little bit of creep wave clearing in the top lane. As NoT today doesn't really... Are they going to stick around here? Nightmare maybe looks like he's going to. He just wants to place an Observer Ward, I think. Yeah, he's just going to place that. As apparently it's invisible. I have no idea where that went. But I have no idea where Sunbee went either. He got deleted from the game with a Laguna. But where is this Observer Ward? There's an Observer Ward here somewhere. What? I don't know if that's a bug with Dota TV or if that's a nifty place that you can place a ward where it bugs out and no one can see it.
Radiant structures are fortified.
What the heck?
Radiant's middle tower is under
We'll check in on that in just a second because we've got an uphill push here with the tier 3 tower taking some damage. It's already down to half. IX Mike just kind of runs in from behind and just runs through them. But with some respawns, or with Team Freedom kind of pushing back up past their tier 3, and with the respawn coming up from the Umber Spirit, NoT today will back. And now I've got a Blink Dagger up on the Earthshaker, but... Okay, this Observer Ward is still on the high ground. It's like right there somewhere. It's not this. This isn't a cosmetic. It's supposed to look like this. I don't know where the heck it is. Weird. I've never seen that before. It could be a Dota TV bug because I'm not in the lobby for this game. I'm just casting through Dota TV. Now IX Mike added on Sanj, as I really didn't mean to have that that vision on. I apologize for that. I'm like, why? How did he disappear all of a sudden? I thought I switched it back. Just NizCast things, I guess. I find new ways of messing up the camera work every time. Nightmare's going to get engaged on here. And Abaddon's going to jump in, smack him a few times. Nice stun from Nightmare is going to stun up Eagle, who was waiting to throw a stun. But it's not going to save his life. Flea's going to jump on in with a Haunt, and they get a kill. But they also see the heroes from NoT today rotating in. And that's going to send Flea to kind of go back towards the mid lane and farm, and everyone else from Team Freedom to run away from the top lane as they'll place an Observer Ward as they back away. NoT today was still kind of in pursuit, but now they're going to swing 3 heroes down towards mid. Benjaz going to be leading the way. As now Leo style blinks, and he's going for a big wraparound on the Spectre. Will he be able to catch him? Not looking like it now. He'll spawn some illusions and try and push out the wave, but it gets cleaned up by Leo style very quickly. King Tekka going to TP back to base so he can pick up a Necrobook 1 and then use his actual teleportation scroll, or teleportation ability to come back towards the lane. As Jericho now taking some damage as IX Mike once again frontlining for his team, walking right up there. But he is taking some damage. They're going to bring him down to about half. Eagles landed a stun on Jericho, but Nightmare with another great stun. Stunning up a bunch of heroes from the side of Team Freedom. Now, Finger going to shut down that Leshrac. And Team Freedom are left to defend with 4. From above, we'll throw in a dagger onto Nightmare, just stunning him up, but also allowing him to draw all over the map with black ink. But now NoT today kind of backs away. We've got Jubei, who popped the smoke. I believe it was just on himself. Part of that was just to allow him to get a good initiation. Any kind of big blink initiators when it's important for them to get a good initiate to defend their own base, and I guess it kind of always is whenever you're defending your base. But sometimes it's a good idea to use that smoke so you can better position yourself and kind of counter what your opponent's going to do. As Jubei blinks forward, his smoke pops. He knows that Nightmare is here. He was kind of playing around with the idea of throwing out a fissure, but it was just Sunby, the only one who was close by. And he kind of went back to just farming in the jungle. And has kind of left this Earthshaker to be up there by himself. We do have a defusal completed on the Spectre. Like I said, we already have that the Blink Dagger up on the Earthshaker. What, 500 gold, so he's well out from getting his Force Staff. Or I guess maybe an Aghanims if they want to troll. But probably a Force Staff for him. Sunbee's almost completed his Battle Fury. We're going to have a pause here, but it will give us some time to bring up the items here, and you guys can quickly scan through them and see if you've missed anything. That was pretty quick. We're going to resume pretty quickly. It's another Necro Book recipe for the Nature's Prophet. If you're wondering. Briefly, we're kind of AFK there mentally as we miss a kill in the mid lane. We don't miss the second one as Nightmare dies, but that was a Spectre that went down for Team Freedom. And just barely TPing out was the Earthshaker. Eagle's coming in here, manning up, but he's in here by himself, just kind of running circles until he eventually dies. Did a lot of damage to the heroes from NoT Today, but look at how quickly this heal right back up. And now NoT Today start marching down mid lane. They want to go for these melee racks. And now they've got a Necro 3 up on the Nature's Prophet, who once again uses a TP scroll to head back to base. He'll use his teleportation ability to come back here and pop those Necro 3s, and these melee racks are pretty much all but dead. IX Mike says no deal. He's going to jump forward. He's got a Zephotic Shield on him. He's going to explode, do some damage, dropping Leo style pretty low, below 400 HP. And now IX Mike continues to charge forward with Borrowed Time procced. He's got no mana left though. But either way, NoT Today will back away, and they manage to keep their melee racks alive. And now Francis Lee pops the hunt, jumps in. They get a kill onto King Tekka. They want more though. They're going to try to go after Jericho. Nightmare again on point with his stuns. But they will catch back up to Jericho. And Nightmare comes in from the side, finger bangs. Benjaz is actually the one who gets the kill. Jericho is going to get the other one on IX Mike. Leo Style gets one on Francis Lee, and who's going to get the one on Jube? It's going to be Benjaz, as he gets a double, and now he's beyond godlike. 11, 0, and 5 for this Animage. As he picks up a Vanguard, which will combine with his Skullbasher, and eventually build into an Abyssal.
Radiant's middle
And
barracks
now,
are under
I
attack.
thought it was a sure thing, but it turns out it was. It just had to take them a little bit longer to get these melee racks. As they'll continue to smack away at them and wait for their creep wave to come, as it's slowly making its way down the lane. And there we go, backdoor protection has been shut down.
Radiant's middle barracks
So
are
the
under
melee
attack.
racks and the range racks in the mid lane will fall. We've already got Nature's Prophet in the bottom lane working on the tier 3.
Radiant's bottom
So they'll get that down to half. Will they stick around until they completely destroy it? There's a lot of respawns coming up from Team Freedom. Look at the positioning from NoT Today. They look like they want to commit for this. IX Mike just gets focused as soon as the team TP's in. King Tekka dead. Jericho soon to follow, and I was a little bit questioning in my mind there what NoT Today were doing. I noted that there was some respawns coming up right around the time that they got that tower down to half HP. And then they stuck around, they got the tower, and then they even pushed up 2 heroes all the way to here. Notice it was the 2 heroes that died with the super aggressive positioning. It looked like they really wanted to commit for these melee racks. But IX Mike just TP'd in aggressively, despite the fact that NoT Today focused him. Borrowed Time was going to keep him alive for a bit, and that bought enough time for Team Freedom to rotate in. And those 2 heroes that had pushed up aggressively were then caught out of position by the fissure, which kind of secured their fate. I don't want to play this game, sad face. King Tekis is sad face as well. And unfortunately, that kind of sucks for NoT Today with them being eliminated. They're playing a pretty good game right now, though. They're ahead. They've already taken game 1 against Team Freedom, and now they're just kind of playing
Radiant's bottom barracks
spoiler
are under
here
attack.
to try and shut down any chances from Team Freedom. Of course, Team Freedom, this is pretty much a must-win for them if they want any hope of advancing out of the group stage into the playoffs, but they need a little help from Shazam. If Shazam wins game 2, in their series up against Dragneil, then we will have a tie between Team Freedom and Dragneil. I actually don't know what that means. If Dragneil advances or Team Freedom does, because they both drew when they went up against each other, but we got an engage here. Nightmare's gone down first. Leo Style is going to soon fall, but it has led to Ember Spirit going down. Jericho now on the run. Francis Lee going to try to chase him down, but Benjaz blinks on over, comes in from the other side, kills 2 heroes. Gem's on the ground. Benjaz going to go and just wipe out a creep wave.
Radiant's top tower has
And
fallen. Radiant's top barracks
imagine he's
are
going to
under
drop
attack.
his TP, pick up that gem. There it is. And the creeps are even going to help him by destroying an observer ward there. So 100 gold goes to the creeps.
Radiant's top barracks has fallen.
Unfortunately, that doesn't really count. Meanwhile, in the top lane, King Tekka was pushing up there. He got a tier 3 to Rax. A melee Rax to boot.
Radiant's top
And
barracks
Benjaz,
are under attack.
a couple more hits is all he needs. He's going to find it.
Radiant's
Unfortunately, he's got no mana to be able to run away here. He's going to turn around and try to man fight. It's not going to work out for him, but that defusal from the Spectre burning through all the mana of the anti-mage, so he wasn't able to blink. And turns out he actually gives the gem right back to Team Freedom. And while they picked up that gem, they got a quick little glimpse of this Observer Ward, which immediately was spam pinged out by Eagle. But they haven't countered it. I guess Ike's Mike's just going to move out and do it now, or maybe not. They're going to forget about it, apparently. Either way, there's an Observer Ward in Team Freedom's base, and they're just going to leave it there. So another 100 gold just sitting there. As Eagle's going to push up. He's going to ping himself. There was a TP coming in from the Nature's Prophet. And now we're going to have our Radiance picked up by the Spectre. It's actually going to be pretty valuable right now. With, of course, the Enchantress miss, Anti-Mage miss. Even the right-click damage coming up from the Lina is quite significant as well. Her passive, Fiery Soul, that allows her to attack really fast, allows her to dish out a lot of right-click damage. And with her missing 17% of the time thanks to Radiance, it's a pretty good item for Team Freedom. The damage isn't too bad either, but we are 32 minutes in, so Radiance isn't as valuable as when you kind of rush it. But we kind of saw how the early game went in this game. I don't think there was really an opportunity for him to really rush that Radiance. It would have been really risky to do so, and it certainly would have, I think, hurt Team Freedom. Team Freedom's positioning earlier on in the game. It's now NoT today. Gonna go for Roche here. And looks like it's going to be free. Freedom, mainly poised and positioned in the mid lane. Got 3 heroes here. They've got 2 kind of defending the bottom. So no one's going to come up and contest. And it's going to be a free Aegis for Leo Style. He's going to pick that up. He's also going to pick up a Boots of Travel as the courier came in and delivered that to him. Benjaz with his Abyssal will blink on over. They're going to stun up Sunbee, and he's not able to jump away when he's stunned. And there is a buyback available for him, but if they want to wait, it's going to be 50 seconds, so that's pretty much going to be forced as soon as NoT today starts pushing uphill here. Haunt's going to get used. Nature's Prophet TP'd up to the top to work on the last racks in that top lane. Aegis has been used by Leo Style. Benjaz is kind of committed to that fight. He's going to pop. He had his BKB popped. It's going to wear off now. As they're going to get Yules off here onto IX Mike. But meanwhile above, Jericho's getting chased down by Team Freedom. He's going to die. So the two, the Abaddon and the Enchantress go down. By the way, that top range Rax got killed by the Nature's Prophet. He ended up going down. Benjaz gets another kill as he brings down the Ember Spirit once again. And NoT today come out actually a little bit behind in terms of the gold change, but that was a buyback forced out by the Ember Spirit. The other thing that gold doesn't show is a Rax going down, and now with the top set of Rax dead, the mid set of Rax dead, and the bottom melee Rax, it's just this range Rax left alive, and it's already on kind of its last legs at 547 HP. Of course, the range Rax don't regen. They can even chip away at that by just sending Necrobook minions and Trance in. Of course, you need to have backdoor protection disabled for that to really work. but top's pushing, mid's pushing because of the Rax advantage. Even bottom pushes in because of the melee Rax. So it's going to be very difficult for Team Freedom to manage their lanes and keep them pushed out. And honestly, they don't really have too much going to be coming out for them soon to really give them a big boost in strength. So once again, this is looking like a not today game. As we'll look at the gold graph. We're over 15,000 gold in favor of not today, and that's, I think, pretty telling of where we are right now in this state of the game. I think Rax are probably the more important one. But the last couple team fights have definitely showed that not today is ahead in this one. Jericho's going to get caught out, but once again, this is drawing some of the attention from Team Freedom as not today engages on the bottom set of Rax. Glyph's going to get used, but Benjaz just going to stand there constantly hitting it with his BKB pop. Mega Creep's now enabled for not today. As Nightmare very, very low, just barely. Doesn't get hit by that fissure. He'll blink away and Sleight of Fist going to finish him off. He's going to have a buyback from Leo Styles. He's going to come down, try to help out his team. He's going to get the kill there on Eagle. Benjaz has been stunned up, but he is just so damn tanky. He's going to bring down IX Mike. He's going to blink forward, go after Sunbeam. First attack bash, because that's just how pseudo-random works, I guess. Benjaz having to blink away, but Sunbeam is dead, and Benjaz will go down. Meanwhile, King Tekka run into the wrong fountain. He's getting chased down by an Earthshaker. Now he's going to blink over him, turn around, sprout, right-click a few times. I have no idea what that means.
Double kill.
But Francis Lee will get a kill onto Leo Style. What the heck is going on here? King Tekka and Jubei are just having some fun using their abilities. As King Tekka, I don't know. I think that looks like some taunt in there as he constantly is canceling his auto attack. Jubei will re-engage once again as the other boys from Team Freedom rotate in. Eagle will stun him up and get the kill. But definitely some taunting there coming out from Not Today as they realize that they're in a pretty good position to close this one out. And I have still no idea what these guys are saying, but either way, Mega Creeps in favor of Not Today, and it was already very, very difficult for Team Freedom, and I don't know how they could possibly come back from this. They're going to add on some more items, like Maelstrom and that, to give them a little bit more wave clear. But certainly Eagle can't do it all. But pretty much said that this was a must-win from Freedom to have a shot at advancing. Of course, that would move them to 4 points. They're currently at 3. Dragneel's at 4. And we've got Shazam at 6. So they would be looking for a tie. But it's looking very, very grim for them. But they're going to find 2 more kills as they kill Nightmare and Jericho. Not Today need to make sure that they don't get sloppy here. And hopefully we don't see a foreshadowing of things to come. I'm not sure if you guys saw the respawn timer on Roshan as it popped up in the bottom right, but it was 3 minutes and 22 seconds. The kill totals 32 to 32.
Thou seest me not.
This would be a very, very big throw if this is all foreshadowing of a 3-2-2 moment. I don't think that's gonna happen. It's very, very difficult to throw from this position. It is only a 15k gold lead, and I know I say only because there was a match that was 40k net worth advantage that went the other way. But that's in the Dota 2 history books, and I don't think we're going to see that. I don't want to call it over, but Team Freedom don't want to call it over either. They haven't GG'd out. They're going to try to hold on for as long as they can and try to fight their way back and hopefully earn a spot at the Manila Major, but it just gets worse and worse for them as now they're going to lose their Ember Spirit. And it's going to be even more difficult for them to defend with the Ember Spirit dead. There's no buybacks available on anyone but the Nature's Prophet. Nightmare is going to, not go down. Glimmercape's going to keep him alive. Instead, it's Eagle that goes down. Jubei will get the kill as he blinks forward with an Echo Slam. Now Leo Style getting very low as well, and IX Mike will be able to finish him off. We will have a buyback from Jubei as now Benjaz is trying to chase down that Spectre. He doesn't actually realize that it's an illusion, as the other one was, or the real one was killing off the Nature's Prophet. Now IX Mike with borrowed time procced. Oh, Jubei just goes down so fast. Benjaz just melting heroes. We have the Spectre buying a refresher so that he can haunt again, as he'll jump on in, get the kill onto Jericho, but Benjaz, he's just too big. He's going to mana void. The GGs will come out as Team Freedom finally taps out of this one. Not today. Take the game and take the series. 2-0. And that means that Group A is all but decided. We don't even need to know what's going on in the other game to know what the results of Group A is going to be. So it's going to be Shazam finishing first overall in Group A with 6, possibly 7 points, depending on how their second game is going. Dragneil is going to finish second at 4 points, possibly 5 if they win the game 2. Then those top 2 will be advancing into the playoffs. Of course, Group B has already been decided with Digital Chaos finishing first in their group, a perfect 8-0 at 8 points there. And then FDL finished second with, I think it was 6 points. And I'm not 100% sure on that, but I do know that they finished second in their group. So those will be the teams that are advancing. And basically what happened from here is we move into a double elimination playoff where everyone kind of starts off with first from Group A will play second from Group B and vice versa. So second from Group B, or first from Group B will play second from Group A. And those will be best of 3. Once again, double elimination. You'll drop down, so you will have a second chance to keep going. But then eventually you'll work towards a best of 5 finals. But it's just going to be those 4 teams going at it. And then the top team will earn the spot for the Americas to go to the Manila Major to join up with the 12 teams already directly invited, and then the other 3 regions representatives that end up winning their main qualifiers. But that's going to be it for me. And for this game, once again, guys, thanks so much for watching. I was Niz, and you're watching NizCast. And I don't really think I'm going to cast any more of the main qualifiers, so I think that's it for a run in the Manila Major. The games tomorrow are going to be casted by Blitz and Capitalist, so those guys are always going to do a hell of a job, so definitely recommend watching those. I believe that starts at 2 p.m. EDT, so I believe that's 11 a.m. PDT, depending on if you're East Coast or West Coast, and if you're in Europe, I guess Google it. I don't know the conversion there, so you guys are gonna have to figure that out on by yourselves. But there is an official schedule, although that's pretty much only been used for the start dates. All the other games have kind of started a little bit earlier. But that's going to wrap it up for me and for my coverage of the Manila Major. Once again, guys, I'm going to be casting a LAN on Friday, so I'm really excited for that. Just the finals I'm going to be casting with Akutober, who's going to be at the event. I'm going to be casting from home. It's a UCI event, University of California, Irvine. So excited to do that and to cast, and hopefully those will be some fantastic games. So I'm not going to be streaming that. I might actually go live and then eventually host the channel, but I think Akutober is going to be hosting on his channel, and the event will be hosting on their channel as well. Once again, guys, I'll tweet out some more information a little bit later tonight, and of course I'll tweet on Friday, but I'll also be hosting the channel. So if you're looking forward to that, that'll be about midday on Friday. We're expecting it's going to start, the finals are going to start around 3 p.m. PDT, so 6 p.m. EDT. So if you're looking to watch that, and I definitely recommend you do so, then definitely tune in for that. Beyond that, casting on Sunday for SCS, and then we get back to Dota 2 Canada Cup on Monday or Tuesday, the 9th. I forget which day it is, but yeah, we've got a lot more Dota to come as I finish my Manila Major coverage, and the real pros pick it up and cast some fantastic games for you. If you guys are new to the channel, thanks for stopping by and watching. Make sure you hit that follow button. But yeah, it's been a pleasure as always, and hopefully I'll see you again with one of those upcoming casts. If I don't, well, I guess we've got TI qualifiers that you'll probably come back for. So definitely hit that follow button and come back for those, because I'll be casting those. Hopefully I'll be one of the spotlighted, highlighted casters as well by Valve. So I'll get on that official schedule at some point. That's the dream. That's the goal. But we've got some improving to do before we get there. But hopefully that we will get there for the International. So that's it for me, guys. Have a good one. I'm out.